Alright guys, I hope everyone is good. This is going to be the second episode of our 10-minute tactics series. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the advanced forward. If you haven't checked out the first episode, be sure to do that. As always, if you like the content and you want to see more, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, as well as hitting that notification icon so you know when the next video drops. Alright guys, let's go. I've chosen Lautaro Martinez as our advanced forward. His attributes are perfectly suited for the role. He also benefits from a professional personality. As we did in the first episode, we're not going to have any fancy tactics. We're going to use a standard vertical tiki-taka 4-4-2 diamond with wingbacks. So let's take a look at the role description. The advanced forward's main role is to lead the line and look to spearhead attacking moves. His primary duty is to be the focal point of attacking moves, and he is required to both score and create goals. His secondary role is to chase down misplaced through balls or clearances from deep, win possession, and lay off passes or crosses to teammates. The advanced forward is only available with an attack duty. We're going to let the assistant handle the team talks, and we're going to jump straight into the highlights. Our first highlight shows how the advanced forward can find himself very isolated and constantly looking for the long ball. It also shows how the advanced forward will look to stretch the defenders with runs into wide areas, looking for a long ball into space behind the fullback. Our second highlight shows how the advanced forward will stay close to the opposition last man when they have possession. This cuts off the passing angle to him and also makes the AF available to exploit any misplaced back passes or look to counter if the ball is won. A very high press may be able to take advantage of this if the entire team are pressing high up the pitch to limit the opposition options. Our third highlight shows how the advanced forward will remain high up the pitch and wait for the direct counter-attack. This shows how little defensive work the advanced forward does. I feel the role will be most suited to systems that use a direct passing style, looking for the ball over the top of the opposition defence. Alternatively, a quick direct passing style from the goalkeeper over the opposition defence could also be a really good way to utilise the advanced forward. Our next highlight shows how the advanced forward will make really good runs in behind the opposition defence and will find space. But the team will need to be quick to give the advanced forward a chance at a goal scoring opportunity. The next highlight shows how the advanced forward will close down the goalkeeper, forcing him to rush his distribution with either a ball out wide or a long ball over the top. Here you can see the advanced forward remains up the pitch, ready to counter-attack and get on the end of the long passes and clearances. You need to consider the creative effectiveness of the advanced forward against the opposition defenders, as he will regularly find himself on one-on-ones and needs to be able to create goal-scoring opportunities on his own. Oh, keeper. The next highlight shows again how the advanced forward will close down the goalkeeper. He forces the goalkeeper to play the ball long. This could be a really good way to win the ball back if your team are particularly good in the air or are using tighter marking, but maybe something to avoid if the opposition have a good target man or are better in the air than you are. This highlight shows how the advanced forward will look for space on the wings, ready to receive the long ball or the direct pass. The dribbling and vision for the advanced forward are really important attributes when he picks up the ball in this sort of situation. This highlight shows how the advanced forward can find space in the channels looking for direct passes. and how the movement of the advanced forward can tie up defenders, leaving areas of the pitch open to switch the play. Here we can see the advanced forward will not track back. He will stay close to the opposition last defender, waiting for the counter-attacking ball. He will leave the defensive duties to the rest of the team. This highlight shows how the advanced forward will stray into offside positions regularly due to his desire to sit on the shoulder of the last man. This can be very frustrating, but if he can beat the offside trap, he will be in a really good position to score from. So that's half time. We're going to take a look at the analysis now. Our advanced forward had the lowest amount of touches in the first half, but due to his attacking nature, every touch was in the attacking phase of play. Here you can see his average position with the ball and without the ball. Now let's compare that to the rest of the squad. As you can see, he is the most advanced player. You can see his passes were almost always backwards, as there is not normally anyone ahead of him to pass to. Generally, he received passes in wide areas. This shows how he will roam from his assigned position when not in possession. And finally, his heat map, which also shows us how wide he generally was. We'll let the assistant handle the team talk, and we'll jump straight into the second half. Alright, right off the bat, we've got a highlight. This one shows how the advanced forward will make runs to create space for other players. This highlight shows how the advanced forward will look to make an early run into the box, anticipating the pass into space behind the defence. In this situation, the early cross from the wingback into the space between the defensive line and the goalkeeper would have created a good goal-scoring opportunity. However, if the early ball is not played, then the advanced forward can find himself isolated and can struggle to impact the match. The other drawback of the early run is that the advanced forward can find themselves in the offside position. Here, the advanced forward finds himself in another really good goal-scoring position, but because the early cross does not come in, the opportunity is wasted. And it's a good header from the target man. This highlight shows again the advanced forward getting caught offside because that early pass is not quick enough. However, it is a tight decision. In this situation, a more creative fullback might have spotted the pass a bit earlier. It does highlight the importance of having good supporting players in the team. This highlight shows how the advanced forward can force the fullback into the penalty area. This creates space for the wide player. This could be really effective if you have a deep line playmaker or a ball playing defender who likes to switch the ball to the other flank. This highlight shows how the attacking mentality of the advanced forward makes him ready to launch the counter-attack. So that's full time. Let's take another look at the analysis. In the second half, it was more of the same. The advanced forward had the lowest amount of touches. We can see his positioning was a little bit deeper, but found one or two more forward passes. His heat map indicated he was also very wide. I was very disappointed to see that he didn't have a single shot in the second half. In conclusion, the advanced forward is a role that is more suited to a counter-attacking style. The role can get isolated due to the fact that he's always looking for the direct pass in behind the defenders. He doesn't really get involved with the team moves and will rely on the rest of the team to build the attacks. Unless the team is playing a direct style of football with more direct passes into him, then the advanced forward needs to be competent on the ball with good creativity, and the team's transitions will need to be quick to support him. I like how the advanced forward will find space in the channels and will drag defenders around to create space for supporting players. I don't like how the advanced forward does not track back. He almost does nothing defensively other than stay close to the defenders, cutting off passing angles. This puts pressure on the rest of the squad. If you're going to use the advanced forward, I would recommend a direct element of play, either passing or distribution from the keeper over the top of the defenders. I also think you need to make use of early crosses from deep and through balls into the space between the goalkeeper and the defensive line for the advanced forward to run onto. This should bring the best out of the role. And that's going to wrap things up, guys. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you want to see more. As always, stay safe and I'll see you soon.